6, 5, 4. Oh, and a little countdown, man. This is way better than fucking
Oh,
Zoom.
that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, bitch. All right, now is this. Ooh, and the YouTube is going. Excellent condition, it says. I'm gonna invert it a little bit, but fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Fuck it.
Wow.
I was telling Blythe, I mean, you were fucking around on this thing, and she was like, "Yeah, that's like what my company uses when we record our show." And I was like, "Yeah, but you can also like live stream to YouTube at the same time." She was like, "Yes, welcome to 2015 for once."
He's like, yeah, but you guys don't fuck around like we do.
Yeah, for real. Oh, professional ass. Fuck you out of here. All right, where is our Ashley? See you in a second. All right. That one's for you. Here, I'll pour a little out for you. Not on the carpet though. Outside.
So is Ashley gonna jump in on this thing?
Yeah, she said, "See you in a sec."
Oh, okay.
Ed, can you hear? See?
Can you hear me, Ed?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool.
Oh, the future.
Nice. This is weird.
Here, I'll just touch the screen every now and then if you need to feel a human connection.
Touch the screen. You're lucky I'm not there to touch your leg.
Oh.
Ed's with the
Yo, and Ed, look at all of these sound bumps I have access
my
to now,
God.
baby. Look at this one.
Oh, dude, he didn't even know about that shit until last night.
You told him?
No, he found it.
Oh.
He found it. I don't know how. He was like, "Hey, what's this? A
Sniffed it
soundboard?"
We're officially Morning Zoo now.
Oh God.
Like oh shit,
Uh-oh.
motherfucking Ashley!
Oh shit!
Motherfucking Ashley!
Hey.
What's up, Ash?
There we go.
All right. Oh shit, I hit mute on Ashley. Sorry.
I'm appreciating the Godzilla.
Okay.
Oh
You'll be
man,
muted a lot now.
you can't see all of it.
Yo, look at that.
Here, this is the best one.
Hey.
Awesome.
Captain
Ashley.
Boomerang.
You got it all there.
Ashley, do me a favor and check that you got the if your mic is registered because it shows as the internal mic, so you might be using your laptop mic.
All right, I gotta figure out how to do that.
You should be able to go to where it shows like in the middle of the screen it has like screen and mic. If you click mic, it should show like everything you have access to.
Internal. Oh, okay.
Ah. Is this your studio, Ashley?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It says I'm using my internal microphone. It says I can't change devices while recording.
Okay, here, let me stop recording now. Fucking yeah. Damn.
You did not. You don't have my consent to spread my atoms throughout YouTube.
Oh no.
No consent given.
All right.
You didn't even bother to ask.
Someone didn't read their contract.
Yeah. I own all likeness and perpetuity.
Yeah, Vatter's like, I get the opportunity to meet to yo ass.
Oh my god. There's gonna be a CGU when if you pass away. Just gonna keep using you forever like Disney.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my god.
And
Okay.
like Harold Ramis.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
That's all I've heard. I haven't seen it either, but I asked my friend who's a huge fan, and I did ask him that because I was like, please tell me they didn't do that. He's like, they did, but I cried like a baby because he's, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to know anymore.
Okay, that's all I know. I just know he does make an.
Okay. Let's on today. We'll do Hawkeye in the beginning of
Jim Lee
course.
Spotlight.
Ooh.
What? Wait.
Nah, that got
did I
moved out. That got moved out.
Oh.
That'd be crazy if that's what you studied for.
Oh,
You're like,
man.
are you fucking kidding me?
All these notes.
Ed flips
That's
the
what
table. Are
you
you fucking
studied
kidding me?
for.
It's because he's Asian, isn't
No, not
Put
at
him
all.
on the back
No,
burner.
no. Nah, he's closing out the year. That's how much respect I got from him. He's closing out the year. Let's see. Fistful of comics. Has anyone read any new comics that they want to highlight or take lead for?
Shit, Immortal Hulk, baby. It's the last time I get to say it.
Okay, deal.
it? The last time?
Yeah, issue 50 came out
Oh, okay. That's
last
fair.
month.
He could still, like, when the trades come out, he could still. The collection, the hardcover.
Don't encourage me, Ed.
All right. So, all right. So we'll see. We'll take lead for Fistful of Comics. I got Ben's picks. We got 2 emails. One from T Mix. Has a follow up from last week's and David Morales.
Okay, he wanted me to remind you.
Okay, yeah, I got him. So, see, I'll forward you those emails when we go on break, and then of course champion season, and that's all I've really got. So,
Cool.
I'm ready to start. All right, Ashley, you good to go?
Yeah, good to go.
Fantastic. All right, see, you good to go?
Never.
Okay, awesome. Per the usual. Okay, well, here we go. Yo, Short Box Nation. Hey there.
It's
always
even
nice
worse. It's even worse when we're not there.
It's invaded your home now.
God. Yeah, right? Like, it's like, ugh.
It's
This is grimy.
it's like a
Ugh.
violation.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
so Botter came to my house and he rubbed his jeans leg all over my wall, my
Oh my
brand
God.
new house, and he just he totally got blue jeans all over my wall. I don't know why. It's the
You have
equivalent
cat?
of
Are
a
you marking your
yo.
Well, I was trying to reenact the scene in Spider-Man 1 where Green Goblin lays down next to Spider-Man all nonchalantly, and I bumped up against Cesar's fresh coated house, wall in his kitchen. Way too
The point I'm
hard.
trying to make is that is the equivalent of the yo.
It just stains everything.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your flow, Botter.
No, I'm gonna redo that one. I'm gonna redo
Your
that one.
fleo.
The people deserve that.
He
Deserve a fresh.
muted you the whole
Don't
time.
destroy this. Don't destroy this. Don't edit this out.
No, this is gonna be the opener. I'm gonna let people know that I gotta let people know that you're back in the most grandiose way, because the month that you've been gone has been so peaceful. The show has run like a fresh wheel.
Well, we
So-
can't have that.
All right, here we go. Yo, Short Box Nation. Hey there. It's always nice to have you back with us, and welcome to our new friends tuning in for the first time. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 343, and I'm one of your hosts today. My name is Botter Milligan, and I'm joined by the full might of the Short Box crew today. Here in the Short Box studio with me is the Edbot 5000, aka Edmund Danzars.
Yo.
Oh, you decided to give it. Decided to give
Stealing.
it. And calling in from an undisclosed tropical island location
Oh, no.
is Short Box royalty, people. It's Miss Ashley Lanny Hoy with us.
Yo.
Did you guys plan this in the back?
Oh my God, it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Ashley, no, fight it.
Ashley succumbs to it. Yo. And last but not least is everyone's favorite podcast, Rolling Stone. You can stop asking me when he's coming back, because he's back on the show today. Shortbox Nation, Cesar Cordero is back home.
Hold on,
It was a
because
Rolling
this is
Stone.
important. I feel I have to address it. And listeners, you'll hear, and because it'll be impossible for Botter to edit it out because he says it so quickly. He got used to just now saying, "I'm here," not "we're here," or it was like, "I'm Shortbox. I'm the only Shortbox host ever to have existed on this podcast. I mean, I'm here with my fellow Shortbox co-hosts. This is what I get for leaving.
It all
what
went
I
in my
get.
head.
Yeah, you got fourth billing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Second billing.
Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god. To be fair, it's by distance. It's by distance.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Thank
you're the
you.
furthest away.
Thank you. True. He does live in fucking Middle Earth. Like Cesar is literally in Middle Earth. All right. And a heads up that the video version of this episode will be available to our loyal Patreon subscribers, aka our favorite listeners, as well as early access to the podcast version. So if you want to see our mugs in HD and hear episodes like this before everyone else, consider becoming a Patreon subscriber and feel good about supporting the show and being treated like Shortbox royalty. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the highly acclaimed 2012 Hawkeye comic series written by Matt Fraction and illustrated by David Aja and colorist Matt Hollingsworth. David Aja got you all in check.
Dude, I'm surprised you got the name right. Very surprised.
I won't lie, I learned the name an hour before the show started. I've been calling him David Aja for years now. So glad to learn and get better, you know? To this day, the series is considered a fan favorite, beloved by many comic fans, including all of us here on the show. and it'll serve as a primary source of inspiration for the new Hawkeye Disney Plus series that debuts today. So it's perfect timing if you'll be watching those first 2 episodes this week, and hopefully we can convince you to check out the comic book as well. But before we get into that, I need to remind all you loyal Short Box citizens that live in Jackson, the surrounding area, that we're getting back on stage next month to record a live podcast, and you're all invited. Come out for a Spider-Man themed live show on Friday, December 10th. We'll be recording the show at the Brian Gooding Planetarium at the Museum of Science and History. Come be a part of the live audience and register for some free tickets by visiting the link in this episode's show notes. You won't want to miss it for the simple fact that you'll get to experience how great I am in person, but also because we'll be debuting a Short Box project that's been a long time in the making, and it's unlike anything we've ever done before. Get your free tickets and invite some friends and be there for the world exclusive on December 10th. That's my first shameless plug of the day. Stay tuned for a whole lot more. But
It
until
didn't
then,
sound like you had any shame.
damn it, nothing goes by Cesar. It's so good to have him back.
Shameless plug. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry.
But until the next one, let's get to talking about the Avengers Ace Archer. Or should I say Archers, considering that Clint Barton, who's played by Jeremy Renner in the show, is prominently joined by the young Avenger, Kate Bishop, throughout this comic series. She's being played by Haley Steinfeld in the show, and she is no slouch with a bow and arrow either. If you've never read the 2012 comic series by Matt Fraction and David Aja, all you need to know, and this applies to Hawkeye in general, in my opinion, is that Clint Barton became the greatest sharpshooter known to man, and he then joined the Avengers. And this comic series is about everything he does when he's not being an Avenger, like stopping a Russian tracksuit mafia from raising the rent on his apartment complex, stealing from robbers, robbing the robbers, and intercepting incriminating evidence from deadly criminal organizations. And I'm telling you, that's all you really need to know to jump into this masterpiece.
Hold on, bro.
Oh, hit it, bro. A lot of bros this
Bro,
episode.
we
Forewarned.
are not Russian. We are a nondescript Slavic country because Marvel is pieces of shit coward.
Negative
They
Eastern
can't say
European.
Russian no more. This is cuddly Disney Marvel.
Oh man,
Even back in 2012, they were soft, is what Cesar
Dude,
said.
you know what's no, I mean, I looked that up. Like I was like 2012. What was happening then? Oh, okay, right. We were just what 4 years away from the acquisition of Marvel via Disney, and even then you could kind of still see like they were pulling that same shit they tried to pull in the 60s with Johnny Blaze, where it was like, no, wait, he didn't talk to Satan. He talked to Mephisto.
Dude,
Let's not
70s
offend the
Marvel
Christians.
was wild. Like so they had Son of Satan next to Spider-Man. for
Right,
God's sake.
right.
So
And then
crazy.
it's like,
That was like the drug-fueled era, though, of Marvel.
Oh, for sure. Everyone was on something.
I'm with Potter. They're Russian. They're
Yeah.
friggin' Russian, bro.
All day.
You are Russian, bro.
But like I said, that's all you really need to know before jumping into this masterpiece that Fraction and Aha treated all comic fans from 2012 to 2015. The entire 22-issue series is available to read on Marvel Unlimited, and it's probably free on library services like Hoopla. And you can always pick up the first couple of issues collected in a nice trade paperback, at your local comic shop. It's called Volume 1, My Life as a Weapon. With that background out the way, I'm gonna start with you, C, because I'll start with you because you went well and above and beyond for this assignment. You had never read the series until now, and
True.
you actually finished all 22 issues.
What?
Dude,
I might
did.
be asking the obvious, but what did you think about the series?
I loved it. I think it's one of the best comics I've ever read.
Yeah.
Period. And it's just Marvel doing what Marvel does best. Making sure that your characters are interesting just as much in costume as they are outside of it. So I think this started out to be 100% real talk. I had no real interest in reading this.
it's
And
Hawkeye.
I was like,
Nobody.
right, exactly. Like, who gives a shit about Hawkeye, right? Like,
They've
I'm
tried
like, all
so
right,
many
here we go.
times.
So I read the first 2 issues, and next thing you know, I'm already like on issue 17, going, "What the hell? Oh my god, where'd the time go?" Like it was compelling, and if you'll excuse the analogy or the metaphor, those first issues were basically the pulling of a bowstring, and
Oh,
I was off. Like,
poetic.
done. Like it went so quick. It's such a good read, and you don't have to be a comic book fan to enjoy it. So
What's good about this, you don't have to know anything about
No.
really any of these characters.
true.
Because they're so fully fleshed out and they're so likable, and the dialogue is so good. It's very accessible, and it's not like an Alan Moore dense script. It's fun, it's cinematic, it's a car chase scenes. It's a really, because I've had all the trades, but I haven't read it in a long time, and I reread it and I'm like, man, I forgot how great this was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In layman's terms, listeners, this is amazing. That is how.
Oh no.
That is how we all felt about this. Actually, there's. I'm gonna go to you next. There's always a twinkle in your eyes every time we ever mention this series.
Yeah.
Why is it one of your favorites, and how did it hold up on reread?
So I made it to, I think, like issue 17 on the reread, I was expecting to read like the first 4 or 5, and then I just couldn't stop because it's like it's like a TV show. Like you go to sleep and then you wake up and you're like, I want more of it. So it was one of those things where I was working at the comic shop when it came out, and everyone was so used to me being like, here, image, 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 read all this. And then it was like Marvel, and everybody was like, really? Like, you
Yeah.
want, you're recommending a Marvel title? And I was like, yeah, man, this
Fastest
is
to fucking
amazing.
sellout.
Yeah.
When the bitter comic
She's been
clerks-
bought out.
Yeah.
Disney shill.
when the bitter comic clerks recommend DC or Marvel, it's always like you perk your head,
Bitter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
I was
was.
bitter. I was too, 100%.
Ashley, is Pizza Dog still a good boy?
Oh my God, the greatest. Like every time, like when I saw him in that trailer, I think my heart skipped a beat. I was so excited.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think I've described. I was talking to C about the series yesterday, and I described it as it feels like the Seinfeld of comic books with like David Mazzucchelli like artwork,
Yeah.
because I feel like David Aja is like heavily inspired by
Oh, yeah.
Mazzucchelli
It's
and what he was
totally
doing.
like year one.
Oh, for sure.
Style.
And a little bit of like, I think Jim Steranko. Anytime I see like really interesting design being done in comic books, because he's an originator when it comes to like playing around with certain design elements and introducing like, like marketing design elements and whatnot into comic books.
And he throws in those funny, like, those infographic type things where to tell
Yeah.
the story. Those
Yeah.
are very clever.
Yeah, and just I mean, it's super well laid out. And when you compare it to like other comic books at the time, the scope on this is so much tighter and smaller. Like you think like yeah, I would definitely use the term street level. Street level when you compare this to it, because it's not a House of M, it's not a Civil War, it doesn't tie into any other big stories. The cameos are pretty limited. Like you're really getting to see a day in the life of Hawkeye.
And all the villains are like like gang leaders, like Kingpin, the that weird creepy clown guy.
Hammerhead,
Hammerhead.
the Owl.
Tombstone,
Yeah.
Madam Mask, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the other element I really enjoy too is that they don't shy away that Clint Barton is just he's just a sharpshooter. I mean, damn, he's the Earth's mightiest marksman, but at the end of the day, he don't got no superpowers. He doesn't have a healing factor. So when he gets beat up, like
Yeah.
it shows. He's got bandages on him. He's he's limping. He's going to the hospital. He's having to do his laundry and sort his trick arrows. So I really,
that was the detriment for me when I first started it. Like it was and I'll come back around to glorifying this comic. But when I initially started reading it, I was kind of like, ooh, don't do that. Don't show me how vulnerable he is physically, because it's only reinforcing how much I don't think he belongs on the Avengers. And then, I started thinking about context, right? I'm like, okay, am I reading this with the right context? Because I have had over 30 years of Marvel that basically the character of Hawkeye has 30 more years on top of that predates my experience with it. And what was Hawkeye in the comics before the X-Men had characters like Wolverine? Like what did he represent? He represented that same type of character that Logan was, which is funny because if you talk to old heads that like Marvel, they're all about the Avengers and don't give three shits about the X-Men. But you talk to people our age, Spider-Man, X-Men, that's our shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I gotta remember that Clint Barton was essentially a supervillain at first. He gets recruited by Cap, who's the only member of the Avengers who believes in him. Not only gets recruited, but Cap kind of trains him, like basic training, like military style and fighting techniques. And he goes from being sort of like this this
Carney?
son of a carnival,
Yeah.
son of a carny, basically.
Yeah.
And now he ends up on a crusading Avenger, right? Like I made some notes in the sense that the whole time there are two things that if I was going to try and sell this comic to somebody, I would say one, that the best way to describe Hawkeye as a person is that he is a human car wreck, and they say it in the comics. And two, he is a modern day knight. I mentioned a knight as far as Parzival is concerned. Like if you look up Parzival's backstory of the Knights of the Round Table, he was a little kid that lived in the forest. He didn't have money. He came from poverty, and he sees three shining knights, and he mistakes them for deities. Like he doesn't know what they are, and they look at him, and it would have been easy enough to just be like, this little fucking shitbird running around here. Like, what was this kid? But they don't. They don't make him a squire. They don't say, hey, you can, hold my sword or whatever. They knight him. And Parzival is like one of the most noblest knights in Arthur's court, and he doesn't come from nobility. And one of the things that's cool about the word chivalry, like if you look it up, it's a metaphor for, it literally means horsemen, because knights were the only people that rode horses back in those days. But another definition is transferring your humanity to outside of yourself, which extends to my next point, Lucky, or Arrow, whichever you want to choose as a dog, or Pizza Dog, right?
Pizza dog, baby.
One of the most common things, one of the most common definitions of the word chivalry is in reference to transferring your humanity to animals. And that's looked upon as one of the most human things you can do, is by proxy transfer some of that to animals. And also it's looked upon as something that as a marker of an advanced civilization. So you have a guy who on outward appearance looks like he's got bandages. He's always got bandages on him, and it looks like he's been in a fight. He's a human car wreck. But you look inside the person, and they're the most human person you could possibly be in the best way possible. Humane, right?
Yeah.
And that's essentially going right back to what Marvel does best, human characters. And that I think that's the best way you could sell this to somebody like me, who would just would have no problem looking at somebody and be like, why are you reading fucking Hawkeye? That shit's stupid.
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you doing?
I think too,
Pizza
and I
Dog.
agree.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm a part of some sort of movement that enjoys Hawkeye, and I'm in on a thing. Ooh, and then you're worse for it for not doing it, because it's a good comic book series. It's very good.
And like I said, he's such a. I think that empathy that you bring up is what makes him relatable, because he's he's a self-destructive character. He seems he's aloof. He's just always messing up, but he has that empathy that when like the lady is getting kicked out of the apartment, he's wanting to help out. And then I think anyone who's had a pet can totally relate to that scene at the vet. What a great scene! That scene had more impact for me than Superman punching Doomsday through 20 buildings. You know what I'm saying?
They're the same.
Yeah.
Him and the dog are the same. They they have the same injuries?
Yeah, they are. They're
Like
he's
if you
bandaged
go
up.
back to like the first where he's in that same, like he's in traction, and they're like, your leg is broken. This is this. And then like at the end, they're like, look, the dog is this. I was just like, oh my God.
And even
And the
he
dog's
has
name
the-
is Arrow. All I thought of was freaking the Beatles, me and my arrow, and like in reference to it's a dog, like I was like, oh man.
And another thing is like his reactions, he'll like spike, and it's a very human thing. Like when he yelled at the vet, and then it's like, make it good. And then he's like, sorry, I snapped at you. That was, then he kind of comes down and realizes he messes up. He's a very
He's unrefined.
Yeah, he's a very relatable, very, like you said, human character, and I think that's what makes this book enjoyable. Is because despite being an expert marksman, people can relate to this kind of his depression, his almost self-destructive behavior. But that empathy kind of makes him worth cheering for, worth following.
I'm telling you guys, that's
and-
like the beauty of this. I look, I jerk off to the Arthur legend. I think that's not a surprise to anybody. It's Parsifal, man. Like Parsifal is the knight that gets charged to find the Holy Grail. Not Lancelot, not Bedivere. It's Parsifal, like the dude that's just like most likely to fucking fail. Like this comic is great. Like it's amazing. Like it's all there. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Oh, here.
Oh, hey.
This is amazing. On the topic of supporting cast, I wanted to go to you, Ashley, because I know another series that you've also championed that kind of falls in line of today's topic is the Hawkeye series that follows from this one, which follows, I think, exclusively Kate Bishop, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to hear your thoughts on Kate Bishop and her role in this initial run with Clint.
I mean, she was always I think that she was so important because she knew how he was and she just always cared about him. And there were times where he was just straight up mean to her.
Yeah.
And she always, just came back around. And I did like her comic. I felt like it was missing him in a way because she was just, she's like so positive and it was just kind of, missing that back and forth, but it was still a really good series. But she was just always like that anchor in this where like no matter what he did, who he pissed off, like you always knew that Kate was gonna be there,
Yeah, she had her
even
shit
when
together.
she took his
Yeah.
dog.
And she's the
I
kid.
got-
She's like the 19-year-old kid who has her shit together. Granted,
Yeah, yeah.
that's- and I think you
She's
can
his
see that-
squire.
Yeah, and then
He's got a squire.
They have this very kind of almost, and they don't really make it too creepy, but they kind of have this funny kind of flirty interplay where when they're that car chase scene where he's putting on his shirt and she's like just checking him out. And like then he makes that weird line when he's asking her to help, like really awkwardly, what has all those panels, that great page where you could see all the different facial expressions. And he's like, I don't want to sleep with you. It's like, what? It's like, where did that come from? Because I think, he sees a lot of himself in her, not just because of their, skill set, but she has that bravado. And then it's kind of like him when he was, I guess, seeing himself when he was more kind of a youthful, idealistic person rather than this kind of world weary, beaten down, Avenger after all these years.
And he's got
So
a
I
lot
was
of
gonna
respect
ask
for her
you-
too,
Oh, yeah.
in regards to just her skill level too,
Yeah.
as being like maybe even a better marksman than he is.
Yeah, like when she, when they're fighting the carnival, the Cirque du Nuit.
Yeah, issue 2. Nice.
And thank you. I looked that up. And which is a cool thing because it's a play off of the old Circus of Fear Marvel villains, which I don't think Hawkeye was in, but he kind of has a similar criminal carnival background. They're really anti-carnies, those Marvel back in the 60s. But when she shoots them like right in the eyes, and it's like they'll be fine. They'll be blind, but they'll be okay.
I wanted to ask Ashley a question about there's a line in there where, because Botter and I were talking about it, and I thought it was kind of fascinating. Like, what do you think when Kate looks at Hawkeye, and she's like, "Look, it's not you're Hawkeye, I'm Hawkeye. Together we're Hawkeye, and I represent everything you want to be, and you represent everything I want to be." What did you think when you read that?
See, I
Hey,
remember
Ashley,
that line.
Hey Ashley, what did you think about when Hawkeye tells Kate Bishop that he's everything she wants to be? And
You dumbass.
Yeah, no, so that's it's a
fine,
good
I'm fine.
question because that was hard for me. Like I actually stopped and thought about that because I was like, what? Like she seems like she's got everything together. Like she's got money, she's got the skills, like she's, got everything together. Like what could he have that she doesn't think that she has?
I think he's a better marksman. I think that's the whole point, is that on his worst day, she's better than him. But at
Yeah.
his peak of his game, there's no one better than Hawkeye, because thematically it doesn't make sense, right?
Or not yet.
But on her, even on her worst day, he still wishes he could be as put together as she is. You know,
Yeah.
her like, yeah, she's had some shit go down, but she didn't let it rattle her to the point where she probably had better role models,
Yeah.
or maybe at
Yeah.
least a mentor like him to kind of be like, oh shit, I don't want to end up like that. So like they kind of needy. I looked at it that way when I saw like him basically like, look, you got your shit together, I don't. And she's like, yeah, you're the baddest in the game right now. And I could definitely learn a couple things from somebody who's been an Avenger, you know? So
Well, that, and I think
we're
she has,
Hawkeye for better or worse, you know?
and I think she has like that kind of where she doesn't falter. She has that bravado and almost like a overconfidence that kind of gets her in
Sure.
trouble, you know. But yeah, like I said, it's such a great pairing, and I think the dialogue is so well done. Haven't read a lot of Matt Fraction that's not world-ending, you know, big epic things. So seeing this from him, it's like, man, this guy's great.
I think you get
What else
a
has he done?
I think you get a first taste of this type of Fraction from in his 2007 run with David Aja. They were doing Iron Fist together along with
Ah,
and that one is
okay.
granted
That's
that
a
one
great series too.
yeah it is granted
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
more grittier and you know both story
Well,
and
that's because
visual.
Brubaker's
more
involved
For
too.
sure. For sure, yeah, right.
And that has a
Um,
more like magical element to it,
For
you
sure.
know, because it's that whole, you know,
but
mythology.
I think you know we got to see and really I think I enjoy Matt Fraction, you know, when he's doing like long series and he can play with like characterization and you know like really showcasing personalities, because if I'm not mistaken he also did an Iron Man series whenever the first movie came out that was fantastic along with
You are mistaken.
La Rocca. Prove it. But I wanted to ask in regards to maybe a favorite issue or standout panels or pages that kind of come to mind, because you know Ed brought up issue 2 where they're fighting against the carnival villains, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier that this feels like the Seinfeld of comics because for the most part every issue is pretty much self-contained. Granted, I think issues 5 and 6 are like a two-parter. But there's some really fantastic self-contained issues throughout this series, and one that comes to mind for me is issue 3, where Hawkeye is going to go buy the car, and you know it's the fucking tracksuit Dracula as he calls them.
and all those Mini Coopers.
Yeah, and you know it's a whole issue about
That's so awesome.
his trick arrows, you know, and instead of like you know
Mm-hmm.
it being some big brawl, you know, with some you know no name villain, it's like a really badass car chase
Yeah.
scene, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying. It feels like Matt Fraction maybe subconsciously wrote this story with a movie in mind or a show in mind.
For sure, dude. Absolutely. The car. It might as well have been Bullet with Steve McQueen. Like that 100% is everything the way that issue is laid out.
Yep.
The car chase. It's definitely any heist movie from the 60s. Right down to Hawkeye's uniform and the bullseye he wears. It's a fucking Who shirt. I mean, it's kind of like on the nose, right? Like the fashion is so 60s inspired. To include Mockingbird's her little beehive or knowledge bump that
Oh,
she
yeah.
has, you know, and
Yeah.
even
Well, even like Madame Mask, such like a Bond
Yeah.
villain, you know.
for
type of
sure.
thing,
Oh yeah,
you know?
they're in Madripoor. It's 100%
Madripoor
like
is awesome.
James Bond mission.
I love that he gets beat up. He gets like his shit stolen in Madripoor. Like
Yeah.
he becomes a failed cabbie.
It's like
you know,
you
it's so
remember?
good.
Did you see The Simpsons where Homer goes to New York and like everybody steals? It's kind of like that, where like the pigeon
Yeah.
steals a sandwich,
Nothing
and then,
can
like
go
the
wrong.
cop steals his wallet.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. Actually, I have a guess in mind what might be your favorite issue from the series, but I want to hear you say it. What's your favorite issue from the series?
I mean, clearly the pizza dog one.
That one's mine too.
I
it
mean,
issue 11?
just I don't know. I read like within last night and this
Whoa.
morning. I
The-
read through
the
like
no-
16, 17.
The no dialogue, where it's basically his point of view.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
And then, but it's just kills me. Like they pick out little words that like Pizza Dog can understand, and then there's that one panel where it just says "good boy" and he's like smiling, and you just like feel it in your heart. Oh God! Like how often does a comic just make you feel like that?
For sure. Hell, it had me laughing. So I think every issue, you
You
know,
love human misery.
no, I was laughing
course.
at the actual comedy. All right, damn it.
Death.
Am I William Defoe Green Goblin?
Spider-Man.
No, but like, just I mean, anytime Clinton is interacting with the tracksuit mafia and the shit he just calls them, I think he calls them one of them like he's like, "Hey, Red October," and that shit just threw me for a loop, man. Like, I think every issue just has such good interactions and writing.
Yeah, I love the how he brings stuff back, like the
Yes.
like with the boomerang arrow.
Yeah.
It's like, who needs a
Good
boomerang arrow?
callbacks.
And then he does a callback. And there's another funny one later where she dresses up like Madame Mask, and Madame Mask is tied up with a mask on. When I'm like, what the hell? And then they replay and they go back and like address that when she's when she takes off to L.A. and she's at the pool. And like I said, you could have looked. It's like you could have looked, and you would have been caught. It's like, well, I respect people's boundaries. And another funny Kate Bishop line is like when her and Hawkeye, and he's like, "Hey, can I have all your stuff when you die?" And he's like, "You're rich." She's like, "You buy your own stuff." And then he like says, "You can have this. You can have this case. It's good for traveling." And she's like, "It's like I have enough of your baggage."
Yeah.
There's some great zingers in there.
Yeah, she flamed them a few times. I wanted to spend some time on David Aja because I wanted to highlight how his layout and how he draws action sequences is so easy to follow, and I feel like it is very friendly to new readers. Like you can follow along,
Yeah.
but it doesn't insult like your intelligence. Like you can clearly tell like there is a certain level of execution that goes into this, and like craft that goes into it.
Everything feels.
How many comic book artists insult your intelligence with their layout, Potter?
Look, man, I don't want to get into my personal thoughts and feelings.
This
about
guy's
it.
reading like shit.
All
Like,
about-
how dare he?
alienate,
Well, look,
alienate possible future guests.
all right. Well, look, there was this one comic by this fucking no-name Cesar Cordero dude that I read.
You're like,
insulting my
I
intelligence.
can see Potter reading shit from the '90s, like Ron Friends. How dare you?
Dick Sprang. That's not even.
I'm offended by your layouts.
And I'm gonna give a big shout out to Matt Hollingsworth. Like his colors
colors.
in this is so amazing, and if you're reading it digital, I think you really get like the full spectrum of the colors he meant to like be using.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like I said, simple. I always say deceptively simple a lot, but pretty simple line work compared to not overly rendered, enough to tell what's going on. Very similar line weights and just those splashes of color. Like it's almost like mood lighting. Like when it's like orange, you can feel like, oh, this is like sticky New York City in the summer. And then those kind of orange and yellow things with the purples that pop out, those complements, and then just like there'll be pages that'll be washed in blues and purples, and it's just beautiful flat colors. Doesn't take anything away from the distracting from the artwork. It's just it's a masterful job in its simplicity.
Ashley, what do you think about the art? You're like the best artist in this whole panel. What would you think? Did it impress you at all?
It was really good. Oh, was that Rufio?
Motherfucking Rufio.
Sorry, Ed.
Once again,
Rufio.
listeners, you can get a cameo of all of the short box pets when you become a Patreon subscriber and check out the video. Yeah.
Man, he's still in the show. Oh yeah, Sandor
Digging
got
up their backyard.
kicked out, man. Yeah,
Oh.
he's gone.
Cat behind.
I don't remember what we were talking about. The art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like
Look
so
at
I
my
got.
butthole, human. Look at it.
So I got so into the artwork that whenever they had like a guest artist, even I think two of them were like
Yo, hit me
Frank
with it.
Avia or something.
Come
I
on.
just skipped them.
Yep.
I just went through because I was so into this
Oh.
art style. I didn't.
You
It was
like
like kind
Javier
of jarring.
I think it's Polito.
I do, but just not when I'm in
Ashley,
it. You know
don't
what I
you
mean?
feel bad? Don't you feel bad, Ashley? Don't you?
I
You wanna
did.
know
I felt
why?
like a brat for skipping
Nope.
them, but
Nope. You want to know why? Because
Oscar.
I read the letters. I got so into this, I actually read the fan mail at the end
Uh-huh.
of every issue. They address exactly what you just brought up.
really?
They so much so they got so much fan mail that said, "Hey, stop fucking having these filler issues with these jabroni artists that we don't
Yeah.
give a shit about."
Oh.
To the point where Matt Fraction
unfair.
had to address it. Like he was like, So apparently you guys are, you made it clear to us that made it very clear that you don't mind waiting for us to come back to do the books because there have been some interesting breaks we had to take, but in the meantime we decided to hire some badass talent to fill in. You were not happy, so you asked us to look. Hey, don't give us filler. We'll wait. The comic is that good. We will wait for you to come back.
I think the artist they picked to go on the other side of it, I think it's pretty good picks for keeping that kind of look and that kind of.
I'm not a Javier Pulido guy.
Really, dude.
I'm throwing it out there.
His new
Net didn't like
book,
it. Nope.
The new one, the one that just came out.
And I don't like the
Did you
Spider-Man
look at
shit either.
Yo, don't worry, Ed. Don't worry, Ed. He's missing out. He's missing out. I fuck
Did
with
you even
Javier
look at it,
Pulido.
or are you just saying no because it's Javier?
Yes. Yes is yes and yes. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
I love Javier. I love his work.
I'm a fan of his work, but I think I side of Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley and C on this one. When it
Pale
got to
comparison.
it got to that, I was like, won't lie, I need David Aja.
And I'm saying,
It's
and
a
I'm not saying
stylistic
that,
change.
and I'm not saying that I would. I in an ideal world where people can just
For sure.
are robots. Yeah, Aha on the book but comics don't work like that. Unless it's
Oh,
like
I understand how comics work. I'm just saying it
I'm
was
not
a
saying
bad
you didn't. I'm
decision.
just saying in a perfect world, I'm not saying bring in like this, who's who of artists. I'm just, Aha on the book through the whole run, great. But that's just, and especially in Marvel and DC, when they're doing 20 other things, yeah, just unfortunately, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
But I like
it's-
his work. He's like kind of reminds me of like a Allred, Darwin Cookish, and then some Kirby like with his weird wide eyes on the face.
Pulido reminds you of Mike Allred?
And the clean lines, yeah. Darwin Cook, yeah. He's not as I don't like him as much, but it's a clean kind of like 60s kind of vibe to it,
Also, if he's listening, Javier, your work is amazing, and we would love to have you on the show.
Did he steal your lunch money, bro?
Look. So you're telling me that
No,
Javier
he stole my Marvel Unlimited money that I pay
Oh,
every
no.
year.
Of course, I'm like 2 cents at this point.
Man,
But-
that's personal beef, bro.
But I brought up David Aja because recently he was in the spotlight because he and a few other artists that were backing him up felt that Disney owed him a check for borrowing his design for the show's promotional posters.
Here we go.
I don't know if you guys saw the article I linked
The
here.
tone of the tweet, because he did tag it with a haha. So I don't
Right.
know how like butthurt he was about it.
I
But
was thinking the same.
But I think as more people started pointing out, like, wow, these Hawkeye Disney Plus posters look just like the comic book.
So can Target sue David Aja for
Dude, okay.
taking their logo? I mean,
look,
the
so
design
this,
elements. This is a Warhol thing. The guy that made the Campbell's can, tough shit. The guy that did the Liechtenstein stuff, tough shit. That's part of the deal.
so I'm going to side with Ed.
It's more egregious because it is a big corporation doing it. That's why people are more like, but he's
Right.
getting the way he's getting. They're going to make a new edition of this book. He's going to get a sweet royalty check, and I don't think he was seriously upset about it.
I don't think so either.
And I just think people are taking that. But now, if they film it and there's panel to panel, like the car chase scenes, like okay, then we got to talk.
Have you seen that car chase little
But
teaser?
wait, hold on now.
It looks.
I don't even think they owe him for that because
No, I'm
look,
not saying
let's
they
face
owe
it.
him for that, but they
They're
can say
free-
like, "Thanks, Matt," and at the credits, they can say, "Hey, thanks, Matt. Thanks."
And
thanks,
at the end
Matt."
of the day, they're freelance.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
are
know.
freelance.
Legally,
They do not
yeah,
work for
they're
the
not
House of
owed anything.
Ideas.
Correct,
They're
you're
not fucking company men like JR. Okay, like they are
And
100%
this
freelance
these are
with
Marvel
properties they
characters.
didn't create.
Yeah, this is Hawkeye. He's been around since the '60s. They didn't make this guy up.
Right.
And I'm not
Right.
saying that I believe fair compensation for the artist's contributions, but I think thou dost protest too much in this situation, and I don't think he's. and
Yeah,
I
he's not
really
even
don't
doing
think-
it. It's these
Yeah,
freaking
I
dum
think it's
dums. They're
the-
like,
yeah, these weird
you should
trolls.
get paid.
Yeah, he's getting paid. He's getting paid. He's not going to burn that bridge, that Disney
No,
he
bridge.
took a job.
Yeah, he's not gonna burn that Disney
did,
bridge. He
He
wants to come
essentially
back.
did graphic design for Marvel.
Yeah.
Simultaneously while doing a really badass comic book. So anything that he did during his contracted run
Yeah.
is up for grabs because it
And
never belonged to
he's
him
gonna
in the
see
first
some
place.
back end on this. You know they're gonna see some.
course
They're
he
gonna
is.
Release a new hardcover, $100 hardcover edition that he's gonna get a piece of.
He's gonna
So
be
it's-
fucking rolling in a bed made of money in Spain while
Yeah.
drinking sangria.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's almost, it's you can, yeah, like I said, I don't think he's that upset about it. I can kind of see where people get upset, but it's I think it's
Because people
unfounded.
get off trying to be fucking punk rock.
And it's
That's what they do.
like,
They're like, yeah, fucking corporations
and
evil.
it's a little white knighting, to me. And but I think it's a big compliment. It's a huge, what a cool thing,
that this Disney Plus marketing department was like, yo, we ain't got no ideas that top
Yeah.
these fucking covers. They perfect as is.
Yeah, they
Rip
couldn't
it
think
off.
of
Classic Disney. Let's not think outside the box. Let's just do
What-
what's been done. And
What do
be
we?
safe.
Yeah.
What do
That's
we?
what Disney's
yeah.
always done.
What do we
Right.
own? What do we own? Well, we own every single fucking Marvel cover
Yeah.
ever made. Let's
Yeah.
use that. Speaking about the trailer, Ashley, I'll look to you for this one. Based on the trailers that we got and the visuals, the posters, everything that we've gotten so far, are there any elements from the comic that you feel are pretty obvious, whether it be design, characters, tone, etc.?
I mean, like as soon as you saw it, you could tell it was the Fraction run. Like you saw the dog, you saw the tracksuits. Like as soon as I saw the tracksuits, that's when I got excited because the tracksuits to
I did
me
too.
was
the
this
most
is going to be the
important.
Fraction run.
Yeah.
Because
but yeah.
Ashley has a vitriolic hatred for Russians.
But how better do you make, someone hate a group of people than by having them like abuse a dog?
Oh yeah,
Like
right.
Kick a
you
dog
do
and
that and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're
you
like
can kill
evil
1,000,
people.
a whole planet of people. You kick a dog. It's on. Shit is on.
Yeah, that's literally what is it? Isn't that a plot device like writing technique, like kicking the dog, saving the cat? Like
Saving the cat.
if you
Check
kick
off
the
dog.
dog, like you're immediately like, that's the bad guy.
Mm.
You
Yep.
know?
Exactly.
So Ashley, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely hype, how much are you looking forward to the show?
I'm as excited as I was for Loki.
Whoa.
Just
So,
because
a
I
12?
loved the
So a
comic
12?
so much. Yeah. Just because like I was so into this comic. I'm at the same like high expectation. Like I feel like there's no way. I know they can mess it up, but at this point I feel like there's no way they're gonna mess this up.
I missed that in Faux Hawk though. We didn't get
No,
it in Endgame.
Ed, no, we're not.
That
We're
was
never
great.
going back to that
Come
terrible
on, see,
haircut.
back me up, man.
Why
That-
not? And
that
I
mo-
think we should have some of Jeremy Renner's original music in the
Oh, God.
show. Why not have some of his rock and roll? Come
Oh, wow.
on.
Some of his houses he builds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
Yeah.
I think we've all I think we've said on this show at some point or in some way that it feels like these Disney Plus Marvel shows are kind of like Marvel's version of, WandaVision was kind of like their thriller, their thriller genre take. Their take on thriller genre of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, kind of your buddy cop action movie. What's up?
I don't think it's a thriller. I
What
don't
would
think
you-
WandaVision was a
what-
thriller.
what
I'd
would-
say
what
it was
would-
just an exercise in dealing with grief.
All right, well, it's a grief
And
movie.
I'd say the
for-
thriller was Falcon and
Thriller.
Winter Soldier for sure. That's a spy thriller right there. Man, you guys have been, whoa, you let this guy fucking do the movie? What the
Damn
fuck
it, I-
happened while I was gone?
I have no appropriate.
Potter's like,
fucking-
look, everyone knows
I know.
WandaVision was like a Pixar movie.
Huh?
We
No,
all
that's
know
right.
it was a
I can
horror
mute
movie.
Cesar, hold up. All right, so Cesar's muted
Oh,
right now.
muted. Oh no.
No one man should have all this
Good thing I
power.
already said what I need to say.
Son of a bitch. It'll pick up. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is this Hawkeye movie. It looks like, it just comes right on time, right? It takes place during Christmas. It gives me kind of like Die Hard vibes with this whole like the action scenes that we've seen so far. I'm right there with Ashley. What I'm trying to get at is that I'm pretty excited to see not only see this. I'm hearing like feedback.
Oh, there's some echo.
That's what you get for muting me.
Oh.
No. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's not me.
It's gone. Oh nope, there it is. Is it me? It is me.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, weird.
No, I don't think so. Fuck. Hold up. Let me see.
Everybody look at their phone.
Why you do that?
Echo. It's my mic.
No, because it's picking up.
Oh, there's your two. Okay.
So it sounds like. Well, let me see. Did someone go to laptop speakers? That's what it sounds like. Oh, see, yours just changed to MacBook Pro speakers instead of headphones.
I didn't do shit.
Oh, Steve Jobs did that from the grave.
Cesar's not using headphones. Echoes are reduced.
Do you have Bluetooth on?
No, I think he's back. It says
Oh, okay.
stereo
Okay.
microphone.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh,
There
there it was the cat. The cat did it. Here to fuck up your podcast.
Anyways, that's what I'm getting at. Is that I'm looking forward to what looks to be Marvel's take on a Christmas / Die Hard holiday kind of movie vibe.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that's not what the comic was.
No,
So
not at all.
No.
I will
Not at
say
all.
this: if they lean more heavily into a Die Hard thing, then yes, I'm into it. But there's no way they can. And we talked about this last night. There's no way they could possibly do what the comic did. One,
No,
because
'cause he's
Hawkeye is
established
not a
as
wreck.
different- Yeah, he's a
He's
family
not. He's
man.
got a. Yeah, he's got a wife
Boring
and kids that
family
love
man.
him.
He's
Yeah,
got-
He
he's
used to have the best hairdo in the
Yes.
MCU.
Okay.
Yes.
It's Ed, I won't let you get that one off. But see,
So-
he's probably
Don't
got the best
understand
life.
fashion.
He's got the best life out of everyone in the
Yeah.
MCU. It's like,
Right.
bro, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What are you doing here?
But this is when his family got snapped, so he
Sure.
may have went crazy. But
well,
yeah,
it's-
Maybe. Are you sure? Because his hair's not.
glorious and awesome. I know.
His hair is not beautiful. His hair is
I
not
know.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, wait,
Someone sees what I'm seeing.
Well, hold on. I gotta pull up the cast, but it looks like this show will explain
Why he became
why
Ronan.
he became Ronan, because you do got is it Aliqua Cox? Is that her name?
But even then, who gives a shit? He should already be fucked up in the head if you want to make it like Fractions Run. Right? Then he needs somebody like Kate to even him out. Otherwise,
Yeah.
she's going to be annoying, and I don't think Haley Steinfeld deserves
Yeah,
that.
I don't need her as an annoying sidekick.
Well,
This
I'm-
character is too good for that.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
now, it looks like that'll be kind of the premise. Is
Potter's like, look, I'm telling you
Because
now,
Your
I made
wife's
the
gonna be
show.
in
You
this.
guys better get used to it.
Your wife's going to be in this doing
Yeah.
something.
oh, and Florence Pugh is also supposed to be in this movie as well.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Remember the credits?
yeah. So then
it won't be exactly like the damn comic book. Let's be real.
No,
I'm
I
not
think
saying
they
it has
tell
to
him.
be. I'm saying, look, I've
I
never
think
been a guy
design-wise,
that's like, it's got to be
tone-wise,
exactly like the comic book. It doesn't have to be.
No,
But if you get the essence of the character right, you'll be good. And I don't think they're going to get the essence of Hawkeye as per this comic book right. I think it's just going to be like more. They have to lean into the Die Hard thing. They have to, or else it's going to be weird. Like it's like,
They have to do kind of like the everyman in a really bad situation, type of
Right.
thing. Yeah,
right.
sure.
Look, my theory still stands. Phase 4 is essentially them just setting up the Young Avengers. I mean,
yeah.
Kate Bishop's going to be in here. It already looks like she's taking lessons from him.
Eli was in Winter Soldier.
Well, the problem is they shouldn't be setting up characters. They should be setting up storylines. That's the thing. Like the original Marvel movies were setting up storylines, potential storylines, like the Infinity Gauntlet, all this stuff. Now they're setting up characters, which is a big mistake because
This
who
is
gives a
IP
shit?
farming, bro. We're IP farming now at this point.
Right,
We told
exactly.
our story.
You see it in Star Wars. It's happening now. Mm.
That was my IP cow. For the
Oh
record.
my god. Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up this section. Ashley, I'll look to you as far as recommendations and next steps. What would you recommend to people looking to continue on from that read this Matt Fraction David Aha run? Where should they go next?
The Jeff Lemire run that happened right afterwards.
No, I
Written
He drew it. Oh, it looks horrible.
no, he didn't. So I read this run, and then I read the other. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was just the Hawkeye where
Yeah,
it was
we'll be
Kate
talking.
Bishop. Those
Yeah,
are
we-
like the only two that I've read. I enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed this a lot more, but that was good too. And he's a part of that. He's not a big part of it, but he's still in it.
Oh, Ashley,
But-
I just want to tell you, I saw he's writing a Batman and Robin miniseries, Jeff Lemire,
Yeah.
and he did
It's
a cover.
really good.
I
I
thought
didn't see
I
the
could've sworn-
cover.
He did a cover, and I was like, oh, why is this motherfucker drawing this?
God damn.
I didn't used to hate him as much as Ashley, but,
But
I think
Ashley
But
she's
now
brought
you
me
probably-
up.
know.
Ashley
You
brought
You see where I'm
Well,
coming
Now
from.
you know.
I see it, and it's like he doesn't need to be drawing. He's writing 25 books a month. Why can't he hire an artist?
I know,
Come
and
on,
that
bro.
is it. That Robin and Batman =1 was really good, and it's
I
like,
haven't read it.
stick to your strengths, man. Like, stop taking jobs
it.
from more qualified people.
Some
And I'm gonna pull a page from Cesar. Hey, Jeff Lemire, if you're listening, yo, a big fan, dog, big fan.
Hey,
Come on the show.
Ash, does it make you mad he has gallery representation? Because he does.
I
His website.
yeah,
Yeah, look,
it's
you have to
infuriating.
contact his agent to get a commission. Because I was going to get a line cat commission for you, but there's a waiting
Oh,
list.
that'd be
know what?
heartbreaking. I'd have to throw that in the trash.
Oh my God. Bono's like, please, we will throw nothing in the trash. Jeff
Look,
Lemire is going to be a friend of the show.
Look, Ed,
He's a fantastic writer.
Ed-
I'm not
Ed-
gonna. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Ed, if we can find Jeff Lemire on
Stop
Cameo,
drawing.
on Cameo, I'll go half in on for him to wish Ashley a happy birthday or something
Oh,
nice.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
All right, and Ashley, real quick, the Hawkeye series you're talking about is the 2016 run
yeah. I
that
remember
followed the Matt Fraction run. Is by Kelly Thompson and art by Leonardo Romero.
Hmm.
And I'll go ahead and add to your recommendation and say, if you enjoy Matt Fraction and David Aja and Matt Hollingsworth together, it's definitely worth checking out their Iron Fist series from 2007. It is infinitely better than the Netflix series, of course, but it was also co-written by Ed Brubaker. And yeah, it's, like I said, a much grittier story and visual compared to Hawkeye, but just as good. Highly recommend it. So I think we've said everything.
I would also recommend Born Again. Daredevil's Born Again. I mean, it's
That is
essentially
like
the same art style,
Shit, same
Can't-
art style, same kind of
can't
premise.
go
So
wrong.
this guy's life
So
goes
does
fucking
Aja
Yeah.
owe Mazzucchelli money? No.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, artists take things from other artists, and that's
Yeah, pay him. Haha.
yeah. No, it's. I mean, who doesn't? The whole. Everybody takes their influences, and maybe not as blatant as what Disney did, but
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
play-
Hashtag Mazzucchelli Mom Spaghetti.
We're just gonna put money at Kirby's grave for the rest of the time.
No shit.
All right, I think we've said everything we can say to convince you to check out this comic book Shortbox Nation. So I'll close out this part of the show by asking our listeners to chime in. If you've read or end up reading the series, tell us what you think about.
Read
about
it.
Shoot us a
Yeah.
short.
There's no if. You have to. You have
Oh,
to read
sure.
it.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
this is not. This is not.
This is
a,
mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory at this point.
Homework. There'll be a quiz.
Yeah, and if you end up reading it, please shoot us a short email to read on next week's episode by writing into the shortboxjacks@gmail.com. And it's now time for our first regular recurring segment, Shortbox Nation. It's time to make a choice. And if you've been listening to this show long enough, you know you've only got two options when it comes to this part of the show.
You can either have a mouthful of tea or a fistful of comics.
Fistful of Comics is the part of the show
aggressive.
dedicated to all you Wednesday warriors who loyally visit your local comic shops every week. Think of this as a show and tell highlighting only the best new comics on the shelves right now in hopes of making it that much easier for you to grab a fistful of comics next time you visit your shop. This segment is sponsored by Gotham City Limit, Jacksonville's premier shop for comics, toys, collectibles, and more. If you live in the area or ever find yourself passing through Jack's, stop by the shop on Southside Boulevard and tell them the Shortbox sent you. See, it's been a minute since we heard from you, and you blew up my phone all morning talking about this comic book. So I want to give you the stage to talk about your new comic book spotlight for the
What
week.
could it be?
I know, right? This is the last time it's happening.
Where's their drum
This
roll?
is
Where's
final.
the drum roll?
That's it. Yeah,
no,
that's
you want me to
surprising.
drum
You don't got a drum roll?
Oh, no, I got one.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
The last. It's the last time it's going to be Immortal Hulk, guys. Immortal Hulk. It's over. It's done with. Issue number 50 dropped, I think, a month ago, but it's such a titanic issue that it's quadrupled the size. It's mind-boggling. Botter actually was nice enough to get me a copy, and it looks like a damn trade.
Yeah, it's like a small trade favorite. That thing is thick.
It's
a thick boy.
ridiculous. But if you guys haven't been reading Immortal Hulk, that is the freaking largest mic drop ever. No one will ever write the Hulk or draw it as good as Ewing and Bennett, sadly. I'm gonna freaking mic drop it there. Nobody, because if you try to follow this, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry, Ryan Otley. I know that you're next on deck with Hulk number 1. I'm
wow,
telling you
that's
right now.
What
You
a great
can't.
pick for that, though.
I like Ryan Otley a lot. Don't get me wrong, but this comic, Jesus Christ, man, they just, man. I'm gonna say something that's kind of spoilery.
Uh-oh.
So it's gonna be like I'm going to say 10 seconds, okay? Starting from right now. Hulk basically calls out the one below and says, "Who the fuck are you a Hulk of?" And then God shows up. So God's Hulk is the one below. So the one above all basically is like, yeah, I have a Hulk too. Fucking awesome. All right.
Damn.
God shows up.
Dude, this shit is
Wow.
so esoteric and weird and metaphysical. The whole thing could be a metaphor for the book of Job, which is interesting because if you know your ancient mythology, Job is the oldest book of the Bible. It predates Genesis by hundreds of years, and it's almost and it's interesting in the sense that it has no inference that there's an afterlife, which is why if you read the book of Job, at the end of it, Job's family that gets killed, he basically gets, more wives and more kids. And that's not to say that, hey, more wives, more kids is a good thing. It's a thematic way of showing, hey, you get everything restored to you in this life because you don't know there's going to be one later. So, and they kind of do shit like that in Hulk, which is like, what the fuck? You have to remind yourself that you're reading the Incredible Hulk. Like this green ass fucking weird character.
Yeah, who wants
and
to
they're
be left
sitting here.
alone, jumps really far.
Right, yeah.
Not a real
Yeah, wears purple shorts.
character.
Like
Yeah.
you read this and now they're tapping into different esoteric ideas of, like Jungian psychology and horror and David Cronenberg references left and right. Like they nailed it. Like if you could take a orange juice concentrate, those little cans you find, and just mainline that shit without adding any water, that is what Immortal Hulk is. All right, like it is fantastic. It is chef's kiss good. So last time I get the champion / fistful of comics, anything Immortal Hulk related. So I figured.
Are you
That's
reading
it.
the spin-offs? Isn't there a spin-off of it?
There were a few. Yeah, they did.
The Game Squad or some shit.
They did a few. Wait, you're talking about afterwards?
Or during? Didn't they do like a
Yeah,
They
spin-off?
did
there
one
was-
for. They did the symbiotes one.
Well, I think
where
he's talking about
Ewing
like
wrote,
the,
and they had.
there was a series about just like the supporting cast, like Puck and Titan. I think it's called like Gamma Flight or something. Yeah, it was
No,
Gamma
fuck
Flight.
that shit. Nope. No interest.
I had the same.
No
thought. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna stick
no
with the main
interest.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good. It's not as good. They don't talk about any of the shit I mentioned in any of those books because I was like, oh, okay. And the dead giveaway is like Ewing may write one or two, or he may not write it at all. And you're like, nah.
Put his name on it.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right,
Steven Spielberg, just like bloop. Steven Spielberg presents.
right, exactly. Animaniacs, which is good though. But
Good pick.
yeah, oh man, freaking. That book is so messed with me so bad. Like it's like, God damn it! Like, how could they have gotten the Hulk so right since the '60s? Like I'm gonna say nobody has gotten the Hulk right since.
Not even Mr. Fix-It, where he was a bouncer.
You got to read it. Like
It was a joke.
they reference, dude. Not only do they reference that in the book, but they give you a psychological reason why, and they give you they tie it all the way back to any and all
Mr.
things
Fix-It
that led
too.
up to it. Huh?
Mr. Fix-It's in this?
Yeah,
Dude, every Hulk you can think
Yeah,
of
every
is
single
in
one. Does he
it.
have that sweet
Savage Hulk, Devil Hulk, Gray
Even better.
Hulk, Mr. Fix-It,
Even better. He got a shirt.
Smart
Oh,
Hulk.
wow.
Yeah, oh my God. It's
Wow,
so
that's cool.
good.
Yeah.
I'll have to
It's
get
so
all my
good.
trades.
And they actively went out of their way to get every notable Hulk villain to showcase somehow in this, but not in a doofy sort of way.
Do they make Doc Samson cool?
Yes,
Cool.
fucking
Really?
yes.
They make everyone really
Red
interesting.
shirt with a Hulk
I don't know how, man. They make Walt Lankowski cool and scary. Like freaking Sasquatch is kind of scary in this.
There's a Richard
Yeah.
Corbin miniseries, Hulk miniseries, which I need
Yeah.
to let you borrow.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yes, it's
Then
great.
It's a
The art.
on
the
par
art's
with that,
phenomenal.
or better, way better. I
Way
know it's
better.
Deeper. Okay, way
I
better.
mean, look, okay, yeah, that's hard because it's Richard Corbin. What are you?
It's
What am I
different.
going to
It's a
say?
different
Right?
animal. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Right. I would say if you're a Hulk fan, it is better. But if you're a comic book fan, on par.
Okay.
Good pick. Good pick, ladies and gentlemen. Cesar Cordero's back.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
And since we're on the topic of the best new comic books, I asked our good friend Ben Kingsbury, the owner of Gotham City,
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury, Gotham City Limit Comic Shop, to chime in with a list of his top 3 new comics either starting or coming out next month. Let's cue up the music and see what's got him hyped this week. For starters, he's got Cowboy Bebop #1 on this list. It comes from Titan Comics. It's based on the new Netflix live action adaptation of the original anime. Ben reminds us to check out all the variant covers available for this one. #2 on this list is Noctera Special One Shots, coming out from Image Comics December 22nd. And Ben's comments for this one is, want to know the origin of the most terrifying creature in space? Well, here it is. Noctera Special One Shot comes from writer Scott Snyder and artist Tony Daniel. So this is their
Go on.
Their creator owned comic book series that's been out for a little bit.
Tony Daniel. That's a blast.
Oh, Ed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all the jokes you make about Scott Snyder loving monsters and him being really on the nose about it,
Yeah.
take all of that and imagine what it would be like. And that's not a slight on Scott Snyder. I enjoy his shit, and I'm sure you do
he's
too.
great.
I take all of that and just picture it done with much more panache and symbolism, and with gore out the wazoo.
Was for Noctera?
No, I think Immortal.
I'm talking about Immortal Hulk.
Oh. Sorry. Okay. Man, you're still talking about it. Okay. We're in a different segment. We're talking about it still.
I can't stop talking about it.
Just
Like,
credit.
oh, okay.
All right, and look, in lieu of a third option,
Wow.
this next mention is for all you Wednesday warriors living in Jax and the surrounding area. Wednesday is local comic shop day, and Gotham City Limit will have exclusive covers and pre-Black Friday sales going on during normal business hours, and then they'll follow it up with a killer Black Friday sale. Ben doesn't give too many details just yet because it's still a little early, but he's been telling people the last 2 weeks that Black Friday at the Limit is not to be missed. It'll be the best deals you could possibly get anywhere. And he sent me a He-Man gif and wrote, "I have the power" in all caps with like 700 exclamation points, because that's how awesome this Black Friday sale is supposed to be. So,
Wow.
and if there's one thing Ben is exceptionally good at, in addition to running a damn good comic shop, is giving amazing deals and discounts on comics. So swing by Gotham City Limit this week if you live in Jax, or visit their website, GothamCityLimit.com, to shop online. They got a whole bunch of like store and shop exclusives that you can pick up. So give those recommendations a shot next time you visit a comic shop, or next time that you're in the mood looking for something new to read. We're going to go on a short music break before we get into our last segments of the show. I've got some music from DJ Crumbs to share with you this week, and we'll be right back with some listener emails. Don't go nowhere. Enjoy the music. All right. I'm going to refill get some water. I got 2
Sure,
emails.
water.
Just a little juice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna forward you these 2 emails right now. We'll do T Mix's email first, and then David Morales to wrap us up.
All right. Do I sound okay?
Yeah,
you sound good. If anything, you can go just a smidge louder if you want.
Yeah, when you said
You can't control any of that on your end?
No, I can only control I
wasn't being shitty. I'm just asking.
No, I'm saying all
For
I can
once.
control is the limit. A little more gain if it's got that knob on there.
It does.
All right, yeah, give me a little more gain.
John.
Hold on, because I kind of have a limiter on my thing. How about now?
Yeah, better.
Because it's going.
Already.
Good.
Yeah. Did you email me that shit?
I'm doing it right now.
Hey, Ashley, I was supposed to do a show today in Orlando, and I totally bailed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like they did not. I like signed up for it. This guy I've worked with him before, but he has not posted anything about this show in the last 2 or 3 months since I got a table. So it's like I'm not going to drive to Orlando just to sit at a table for 5 hours. Nobody's there.
That sounds like a great way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm surprised he didn't message me.
Here goes the 5th one. And here goes your 2nd one right here. All right.
Oh wait, are they in the show notes?
No, I just emailed it to Cesar since he's going to read them.
I
Oh,
haven't
so I
gotten
don't need
Yeah,
them.
you don't get them.
I was gonna glance over them.
No way.
We got an email from
You
a
hear?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Big fan, guys.
Throw that shit in the trash. ASAP.
Oh, my God.
Along with the Jeff Lemire fan art.
He's like shoot the gun in the air. You guys are awesome.
You guys are awesome.
See, did it hit your inbox?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm ready to go when you guys are.
It's like Yosemite Sam just shooting guns.
Bang, 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 bang.
Shooting us, cowboy shooting us.
Nico.
Oh,
Is there going to be another pet
Another
cameo?
cat?
What? Oh, I got Lico, come here. Have you ever seen this one? The little black one? Come
Hold
up
on.
here, buddy.
I need
Hold
to
on.
see
excuse
this.
me.
Oh,
Yeah, he like
Isn't he-
literally
he's
blends with the
super black.
background.
Yeah.
Like I
Can you
barely
see his?
Like a green screen.
I got him a Sasquatch collar. It says "I believe" on it.
that's awesome.
I know you really can't see him.
I can see
He's
him.
just. Can you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
How many cats do you have?
All right, go to bed. Pets, 5 cats and 2 dogs.
5 cats?
God damn. Step
Do you
your
still have
Yeah,
the
man.
orange
game
guy?
up.
The crazy orange
No,
one?
he passed away. I have a
Aw.
foster cat. You want another cat, Ed?
I'm fine with Jack. He's pooping everywhere because he's old. Yeah. He's
Um,
great, though. I love him. but
Yeah.
he's-
On the
He
topic,
farts like a cannon. I didn't know cats farted. But I swear to
Whoa.
God, it's like, brah! I'm like, what the fuck? A bomb went out in my house, and it's like a pile of crap in the carpet.
Oh no.
He's 15. What are you going to do? He's 15. He's an old
Oh,
man.
man.
When I'm that old, I hope I can just shit whenever I want.
It's your right.
It's my right. I've lived long
I-
enough. I've earned this.
I was doing that at 15. So,
Whoa.
speaking about the short box Pet Avengers, actually, I think I'm down to like the last 2 or 3
Oh.
sets of the Pogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once they go out, I mean, it's a limited. It's
Yeah.
a collector's edition. So I'm
Gracie's
almost
a
out.
collector's item now.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yo,
I know.
shout out to Gracie. Pour one out. Here, Ed, give me your
Pour
beer.
one out. Pour one out.
All over the computer.
Yeah. You idiot. All right. Yo, Shortbox Nation, once again, the music you just heard was by DJ Crumbs. And, he's more than a DJ at that. He also dabbles in making comic book art, and he makes his own variant covers, too. You can check out his work and music using the link in our show notes. And a big shout-outs to Crumbs, all right?
It's wild stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. some of his horror comic covers are pretty freaky, man. So shout-outs to Crumbs. We appreciate the music. We're going to read some listener emails. We got 2 emails, both of them being from returning and longtime friends of the show. See if you don't mind doing us the honors. How about we start with T-Mix's email?
No problem. I got I got T-Mix here. He starts off with, "Yo, what up, Shortbox? So yeah, Google Translate butchered the shit out of that Spanish, but that's not your fault, Potter. Cesar's clearly to blame.
He is.
But don't let the record show I didn't call him a whore. Google did. T-Mix. I don't know.
No, I mean, it translated what you wrote, buddy. I mean,
Right, bro?
I do agree.
We
I
were
do agree.
all-
I did not do shit, bro.
Had Cesar been here,
Yeah.
I would have had to resort to Google Translate.
know.
So I feel
so
you,
it's,
T-Mix.
it's your fault.
Yeah, true. It is.
Disney Day got me hyped for a few things, but I gotta say, Obi-Wan is the show I'm looking forward to the most, especially that Hayden is coming back as well. If the writing and storytelling is as good as Mando, it's going to be hype. Disney trilogy be damned. The next best part of Disney Day is that Shang-Chi is finally available. That's true. The way y'all described it is on point. Action scenes were the whole different level than anything else. And there's a motherfucking dragon. Holy shit. Things I didn't know I needed in the MCU. All right, let me see if I can fucking handle this shit. My screen is very tiny. Mira, César, espero que te gustó mi campeón anterior. Y si no, vaya pues, come mierda, coño. Okay, I guess I will.
He was hanging. What the hell does it mean?
So he said, "Hey, C, I hope you like my champion. If not, well, then get the hell out of here, you come mierda, that's kind of like a Cuban weird way of saying like, yeah, you dumbass or asshole, or but it could also mean like, hey, that's my homie. I think other Spanish-speaking cultures share that tradition as well. So
maybe you're his dumbass homie. We'll just leave it at that.
hey, I think I am at this point, and I would be honored, T-Mix, if that's what I am to you. But yeah, mira César, que espero que te gusta que mi campeón, y si no, vaya pues come mierda, coño. Coño is kind of like fuck. I'll leave y'all with two champions: the new Spider-Man trailer and Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. The anime, not that live action show. Damn.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's great.
I've seen some.
Okay, and then he put.
He's gonna hate my champion.
No, I was gonna say.
Oh.
Oh shit! Well, then I might as well. I'm with him on that one as well. John Cho is old as fuck. Hasta la próxima, putos y Ashley, T-Mix. So he's basically saying, until next time, fuckers and Ashley.
I appreciate that.
Teammates.
Yeah, we were
course you do.
bitches and she wasn't last week.
Yeah, I'm starting to get tired
Yeah.
of the exclusion. All right, stop being
No,
a
include
sexist,
Ashley.
T-Mix.
Don't be sexist to Ashley.
All right, appreciate the email, T-Mix.
That was good.
And we got one more from our buddy David Morales. He sent it
That's
in
true.
right before the deadline. So
All right. So his is titled Interesting. With Thanksgiving upon us, I'd like to thank the crew for bringing us hilarious and compelling content week after week. I'm also grateful for the bonus Patreon episodes with my boy Drew. This week I'm championing the one and only Edbot 5000.
Oh,
I mean, yay!
Oh, Jesus.
Yay! Sorry, yay!
It's controversial.
rude.
Ed's work
You
is
could've done
amazing
that-
at a glance. But Edge, don't get in the way of him praising you.
Carry on.
Ed's work is amazing at a glance, but you can't truly appreciate it to the fullest unless you see it in person. I'm absolutely in love with his recent Blade Runner piece, Joy. If you love art and you love comics, which you obviously do, then you would be a fool not to not own a piece of his work. A damn fool. Listeners, give him your fucking money. Hear, hear. For my next champion, I'm encouraging folks to listen to Shortbox episode 270, My Mando. Wow, so this is interesting.
That's a throwback.
Spotify auto-played it for me, and I finished listening to last week's episode. It's chock full of Botter blunders. Ashley's undying love for Baby Yoda, pre-Chipmunks, and C's passionate rant over the non-existent Snyder's cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't recommend a drink for this holiday season. If you're a gin lover like myself, I am indeed, David, pick up a bottle of Rokujin by Suntory. It's not the most extravagant gin, but its light floral notes, clean finish, and cool $30 price tag make it a solid choice. Gobble gobble, Shortbox Nation. Insert an appropriate mouthfeel comment.
Yeah, it's your mouth that I want to.
What? What now? I don't know. I've missed a lot since I've been gone. What is a mouthfeel comment?
that was.
He
it-
said
he was not
a
here.
beer
He
had
was
a full
describing a-
mouthfeel.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
reviewing a
A
beer.
full
He said it had
mouthfeel, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, something like
yeah.
a mouthfeel was one of
Yeah.
his
Large
attributes.
mouthfeel, full mouthfeel.
I did?
Warm.
No. David sent in an email a few weeks back, and he championed a beer, much like he championed this gin drink, and he described the beer as having a full mouth feel.
Yeah.
Or something about a mouth feel, and we asked him, well, what does a small mouth feel like? You know?
Yeah, it was,
So that's the joke.
it's uncomfortable.
Episode.
Like
Real quick.
when I read that, I was like, does he want like a like what's going on?
No, he didn't want that.
Like a
Ugh.
Knowing David, he definitely wanted that. So thank you for fulfilling.
David,
Well,
thank you. You're an alcoholic.
yeah.
And I want to say,
That's
we
why I
love you.
enjoy my work
Get
so
help.
much.
yeah. Well, first of all,
He's wasted.
I don't want to gloss over the fact that he did. David did end up sharing
That was nice.
pictures, and I think he recorded like a video of him getting.
I know. He
wasted.
didn't add any music though.
It was just him breathing very heavy,
Yeah, it's like,
looking at this
His-
very
No,
awesome print that you
I'm
gave.
just happy that his champion was us.
yeah.
He
Oh, yeah.
championed an episode of the
The
show.
only one that doesn't really insult us on our emails.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
Yeah.
He's usually pretty.
It's the alcohol. He's a
We
happy
still make
drunk.
fun of him.
Well,
We
look,
still make fun
so-
of him.
to his point, I wanted to mention that the episode that he that Spotify auto played for him, episode 270, My Mando, which is coming up on its 2-year anniversary.
Oh my God!
It came out November 27, 2019. And check out the description. The crew reviewed the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian, of course, season 1, and catch up on this week's latest headlines and news. Ashley also reveals the next Patreon gift and explains the origin of her beef with James Franco.
Oh,
That ages
it's
very
been going
well.
on for years. Yeah.
Very
I don't
good,
let
very
stuff
well.
go. I guess I just don't let stuff go.
So,
Oh man, Rufio looked like he was blurring out something obscene. It's like, oh,
He was. My dick is out.
oh no.
the advantages of recording.
It's all the way
remote.
up here. For some reason, it floats.
That's a great segue to get the hell out
Detachable
of this
penises.
segment.
Well, right. Everyone listen to that band?
All right,
Wait,
well,
what'd you say, Ed?
Detachable penises. Remember them? The band? No.
I don't have to.
Okay.
he's living that life.
Wow.
Come on.
Just made it very.
For sure. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. That's our emails for today. We'd love to have some more to read next week, Shortbox Nation. So write in with your thoughts or recommendations for us to check out. You can write a short email to theshortboxjacks@gmail.com, and we'll read it next week. It's now time to champion some great entertainment from across the larger pop culture universe. Kids, grab your coins because only the best of the best get talked about in this last segment.
Champion season.
Champion season is the Champion season is the part of the show where we highlight other worthwhile entertainment and recommendations that we feel deserves your attention. These could be much more than the comics, but include movie picks, TV series, books, or video games, and really anything else we're hyped on this week. This segment is brought to you by Black Hive Tattoo, Jacksonville's premier appointment-only custom tattoo studio. If you're searching for a group of talented artists who will work with you to bring your comic culture ideas to life, look no further. Go to blackhivetatattoo.com and sign up for their newsletter to find out when they're taking new project requests. Ed, I'm going to start with you, man. How about you kick us off? What are you going to champion today?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm going to champion since you disparaged my pal Javier Rodriguez.
I love that Ed had it ready in the tuck. These motherfuckers don't know what's going to hit him.
Immortal Hulk's very own Al Ewing and Javier Rodriguez are doing a new Defenders. I think it's on issue 3, and it is a fun book. Javier has, even if you didn't like his work in Hawkeye, he has leveled up tremendously. This is a really fun comic. The layout is, you're gonna hate this. See, Will Eisner.
Hold on.
Will Eisner.
Rodriguez or Pulido?
Javier Rodriguez. You said you hated Rodriguez.
Those are different artists, sir.
Toledo is the one that, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what I was talking about him.
That's what I was trying to tell
Yes.
you.
Fuck that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I was
I
like,
thought you were talking about Javier Rodriguez.
No.
Shocked.
No.
No.
Yeah, different Latino.
Polito?
yeah, Javier Polito.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
Well,
No,
damn, I mean, it's not that bad. Jesus Christ.
no.
Yeah, get him.
It's not that bad.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I was like, man, I was like, really threw me off. Okay. No, I'm
Hold on. Let me look up Javier Rodriguez's artwork.
Defenders.
It's Defenders. I think
It's
he's
the first he's like the first replacement in the Hawkeye.
See, you hate everything. You're not going to like it. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He does kind of have a Mike Allred style.
See? Yeah, I was like, man, that was man.
It was unconscious. Like, man.
Thought
No,
you
no,
were
don't
movie.
discredit my taste by saying I hate everything. That's a fucking gaslighting.
not. It's
all right, which is what Potter's MO is. He likes to
No.
gaslight people.
Look.
Whoa.
I was just heard that my two favorite old guys on the show were butting heads
No.
over
No
you
one's
were
butting
wrong.
heads. Gaslighting again. Gaslighting
wrong-
again.
Yo, I can
We
say it
couldn't be
back,
cooler.
all right?
We could
No,
not
look.
be cooler.
The episode.
Oh.
We could not be cooler.
He's trying to divide and conquer. See, you see what he's doing?
Yeah, I know what he's doing. I
Yeah.
know what he's doing.
Got us all on Zoom in different places.
Right.
Whatever. What I'm doing y'all a favor. Ed,
Potter gets off on the comic book panels the way this is set up because he's like, it looks like a comic.
that is an unhealthy love of comic book. I'm gonna go talk to my my therapist. That is sick. That is sick.
Yeah, it's a fun book. If you like any of the take the Netflix Defenders aside, if you like that kind of just fun, just kind of that interplay between Silver is in the group at the time. This one includes, Doctor Strange, of course. He kind of has to be.
Wait, did this guy do the history of the Marvel Universe?
No, that was Mark. No, actually, it might have been him.
He didn't do anything that had to do
No,
with that.
I think you're right. Hold up, the history of the Marvel Universe. I think it is.
But
Ed, go
there's,
ahead, keep going while Barter's fact checking me.
the Mask Raider, which is a cool character. Harpy, which I've never seen before. I guess it's Betty Banner's new form.
Yeah.
Cloud and Silver Surfer. So it's a fun group. It's very, like I said, if you like kind of that big Kirby stuff, these colors are super awesome. They really pop. I'm not sure. I think he might be even doing the colors as well. So
wow.
Like I said, this is really cool. Like I said, I don't get a lot of Marvel stuff, but this one, I'm on board for it. So yeah, I recommend that. It's great.
Fact checking Frank chiming in here. It was Javier Rodriguez that did the history of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I like that shit.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. See, Potter, stop trying to.
No, I'm not.
Man, yo, don't anybody light a match.
I'm not doing anything. But did you hear when Ashley said, "Suck it in"?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
All right, thank you, Ed. You got
Oh wait,
anything else?
that's it.
Oh,
Can you
I got
talk about
one
your
more.
Gold Belly purchase?
Oh, okay.
Just real quick, I just want to hear it.
Okay, so so the Instagram target marketing got me again. It's like, hey, you look like a fat piece of shit. Here's a
Too harsh.
a pie cakein. Have you heard of this?
It's a pie and a cake.
Yeah, it's basically you've heard of a turducken.
A turducken?
Yeah, it's basically it's
brookie and all
a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie,
Oh,
a spice cake, and an apple pie topping.
Oh
And,
shit,
like,
that sounds
cinnamon
good.
cinnamon buttercream, like this
God
layered
damn.
cake. It's like like a big coffee can
God
size.
damn.
So there's a company that basically any like boutique places around this, like they have different regions. So they'll send the stuff to you in dry ice. And this one, is from New York. So like I said, I got it Friday. I was so excited about it. I ordered it Wednesday. And it's all I can think about. It's just, it was great. I didn't get any work done. It was awesome. And like Friday, as soon as I came home from work, the UPS lady walked up and handed me this box. Oh my God!
Was it greasy? Was it like a greasy, dripping ass box?
No, it was
What?
It was frozen solid. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it could have been, I don't know, like oily and
they ship
greasy.
it.
Jeez,
No, they-
sorry.
Barter, why do you want to eat the symbiote?
So it's shipped.
I
in
think
dry
I see a
ice,
problem here.
and it's like deep frozen. So it's it was still the dry ice was still ice when I got it, and had to let it defrost overnight. And then oh my God, I was in a sugar coma yesterday, and it was awesome. So yeah, it's
Butter's like, did you let it consume your body and let you web sling at night?
Oh man, yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for following my Instagram. That's nice.
Ashley,
Yeah, it
so
looks
you-
so good.
So Ashley, you saw pictures of this.
I made a movie.
Oh yeah, I was like
Yeah, I made a
literally
TikTok
drooling.
of
It
it.
was
Alright.
so good.
Ashley, how did it visually compare? How did it visually compare to the cinnamon buns that you had in Alaska?
It was way more exciting.
Yeah,
It had like all these layers. It was like it made me hungry. I was like
every bite.
salivating.
every bite is an adventure. It's great. He's like, oh my God.
Ashley's like, why don't you bring up your gold belly purchase?
Bring up your gluttony, you fat.
I mean,
pig.
I've been obviously thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know what, Ed? If you'll send me a link to it, I will order one for our short box holiday party next
Oh
week.
shit.
It's $100.
Dang.
Ashley coming through in the
will-
clutch.
I
This is
will.
recorded,
Publix
right?
Yes, it's recorded.
Together.
Okay, we have witnesses.
Wait,
Rufio's a
wait.
witness.
Wait, did you hear what Ed said though?
No,
Ed
what
said
was
it
it?
is $100.
It's $100.
And as soon as he said that, I said, I will just go to Publix.
I will go to Publix and stack 3 pies on top of each other for $10.
No, look, no. If it's $100, here's what I'll do.
I'll get you refer you a coupon.
Okay, deal. But here's what I'll also do. Shortbox patrons.
I'm going to take it out of your pay.
Oh no.
Shortbox patrons, did I tell you where your money goes? It goes to helping us improve this show step by step.
To get a turducken dessert.
Oh,
That's
I'm telling you, if you like all that stuff,
I do.
if you're not allergic to anything,
I don't think
it
so.
is
I don't care if I am.
amazing.
I want
It's-
it. Fuck it. Bring it
Yeah.
on.
And this is from some like world-renowned pastry chef, Zach Young.
Who are you, Potter?
Uh,
I don't care if I am.
He's got secret money.
All right. Well, look. No, I'm serious. Send me a link. Hopefully,
Shield
I can. I'll
Black
find.
card.
I'll find.
The Shield Mastercard.
I'll find a coupon code, and our short box holiday party will just be us sleeping on the mics because of the diabetes.
They do a Christmas one.
Oh, we'll consider done. See,
Okay.
it's meant to be. All right. See, what are you going to champion today?
So I'm going to champion two things. One is the show Midnight Mass on Netflix.
See that.
It's-
Actually championed that.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
God damn, that shit was good.
I already rewatched it. It's so good.
I'm watching The Haunting of Hill House now for the first time. And I fell down I love Mike Flanagan. I thought Dr. Sleep was great. I thought Midnight Mass was awesome. I recently watched the little B movies that he kind of cut his teeth with when nobody knew who he was, which include the prequel to the piece of shit Ouija board movie they made. If you don't watch the actual movie, watch the prequel because it has basically everyone he normally works with, like his wife Katie Siegel, who's in Midnight Mass as the as Aaron.
Peg Bundy?
No, that's funny. That is her name, isn't it?
Okay.
Seagal. That's Seagal. This is Siegel. There's different brands of Judaism within the name. But God, Midnight Mass was so good, so good. And my next champion is a Eric Powell Goon graphic novel called Lords of Misery. It's fucking fantastic, and we were talking about paying tribute to the grave of Jack Kirby. Eric Powell does it in spades in this, and it's one of the best Goon comics I've ever read. And it's from his own line, Albatross.
Yep.
Cool.
He's released, if I'm not mistaken, 4 Goon books through that line.
Did you get the Ed Gein book he did?
I was about to say, did you hear what happened to Eddie Gein? Is another fucking awesome book that I just finished. And actually, it was given to me as a present by a faithful listener. Shout outs to Cassie.
Shout Cassie.
And
What's my present?
who is also a huge fan of Last Podcast on the Left, which is, I'm sure, where she heard about it.
That's
But
where I heard about it. Yeah.
yeah, have you guys read it?
I've seen
The
it,
Ed
I haven't
Gein
read
comic?
but I haven't read it.
Oh my gosh, it's totally worth it and completely affordable, and ridiculously disturbing. And Eric Powell's artwork is so good, and you not once feel like he's glorifying Ed Gein. Like you do feel like you're reading a sort of crime novel.
That's what I'm afraid
Crime
of.
graphic
With these
novel.
like serial killer kind of books and stuff. I always feel like that. Kind of, it makes me feel a little weird since it is a
Right.
real person.
Because people died, and like
Yeah.
there were casualties, and they
Relatives of them
still
are still around. It's
right.
Yeah,
This
so-
doesn't feel sort of exploitive in that
Yeah.
way.
Okay,
It's
that's cool.
it's good, and it's written by one of the foremost, I guess, authorities on the case. He's been studying it for a while, and yeah, a lot of Eric Powell in my champions, and coupled with Midnight Mass. So
Eric Powell's the new Immortal Hulk.
I mean,
And this every size our champion for the rest of the time.
The Goon.
I'm just saying. No, it's gonna be the Goon. Everything now. Everything.
That's a good one. All right, Ashley, what about you? What are you going to champion?
So I just want to preface this by saying like some weeks are better than others. Like
Okay.
some weeks Midnight Mass comes out, and then some weeks you don't. I like Cowboy Bebop. I like it. I have no problem with John Cho. I think he's like
don't either.
attractive and charming and like.
Yeah.
Do you see him fighting? Like he's like.
Slow.
I don't
Right.
know.
I've only watched the
Say
first
sorry,
episode,
asshole.
and I honestly like, as far as anime adaptations to live action, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the whole thing. I know they changed some stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, this is only like a 20-something episode anime. It's not. It doesn't have like years of Dragon Ball existence. Like a very short, very cult following. I thought and the bar is kind of set in a weird place for this, but I thought for what it is, and I liked kind of how cheap some of it looks. Like in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
casino, it looks like this is like $10 set. What is this? But then they blow out the space where they shoot the disruptor, and it blows a hole
That's
through
where
the
all the
wall.
budget is.
And it like
Like,
zooms out into to like this space casino, like this really cheesy looking like Atlantic City space casino. It's like that's like a big like a roulette wheel, like it's like this is fun. And I thought the first episode is fun, and the weirdest complaints I've read is of Faye's outfit not being like the anime. It's like okay, first of all, there's physics involved that you
like
don't
an
just-
actress is gonna wear like the suspenders up her butt for
and
the whole
tights.
time, but
Get
like
'em,
they
Nat.
got
Get 'em.
yeah.
And to those people, there's a million cosplayers that are in that outfit posing because you can't
Yeah.
move. You're gonna explode out of that outfit if you try to fight or do a roll on the ground. So I think I like the characters. Like I said, I've only seen the first episode, but I
Mhm.
kind of like it. It's that it has that campy kind of Western, schlocky with a little noir, that kind of weird mash of. But some people like really have their sacred cows, that you can't do anything different. It has to be like this, or you don't do anything, don't do another version of what this is. And it doesn't have that place for me, so I didn't mind it. But, I can see diehards not liking it, but I thought it was pretty well done for what. and they
It's
kept the
yeah.
theme song. So
The music's so good. I'm like 4
Oh, that's
in,
not
and they
that
have
bad.
made
That's not that.
some weird decisions. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there were some weird decisions, but
Yeah.
I am on board for Spike and I'm on board for Jet, and those are the two main characters. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And
yeah,
they
he
kind
sounds
of,
just like him.
yeah. And it's like, I like the chemistry. Like some of the other actors kind of like really ham it up, but I think the main cast, I like a lot their interactions. I like Faye. I mean, the first episode is basically like an episode of the show where
Yeah.
they first meet Faye, and I think it's it's the kind of sci-fi like. It's got that retro future, like they're still wearing headphones, and there's it's still like old kind of analog technology in this future. Everything has a used kind of that George Lucas used future look, where everything looks like it's been used. It's not brand new right out of the. Not
Or maybe
everything-
you should pay me for it. You should
Oh.
pay me. I'm George Lucas.
I
Pay
don't
me
have
for
enough
my.
money.
Oh damn!
I don't have enough.
Oh, hey,
I need
Joe.
more money.
I forgot that this new program lets
Oh, you
people
just-
call in.
Yeah, wow. Welcome to the
Yeah,
show.
haha. I'm joking. It was a joke. Haha.
Ashley, what else you got to say about her? Do you got something else to champion?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I've got one thing to champion today, and that is The Harder They Fall. It came out on Netflix about a month ago. It stars a whole bunch of talent like Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, Jonathan Majors, Regina King, Lakeith Stanfield, and that's just the top 5. What up, Rufio? And that's just
Sorry.
not like your pick.
no. Rufio's chiming in.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how excited he is. But that's
He's
just
hungry.
like the top 5 actors that first come up. But it's a Western that's unique due to its all-black principal cast. It's a fictional film, but its characters are based on real-life cowboys, lawmen, and outlaws of the 19th century. Elba plays the role of Rufus Buck, who's an outlaw that killed the parents of Jonathan Majors' characters, Nat Love, when he was very young. So the movie follows Nat Love and his gang's journey for revenge upon Rufus's release from prison. It opens up, in my opinion, with a bang. Excuse the pun, but it gets a little slow and I think predictable in the middle. But by the end, and when you hit like the twist at the end, I think it quickly like reignites your attention. It leaves you wanting more scenes of Elba and Majors in a major way. Once again, excuse the pun. And it quickly adds a lot of dimensions to the story by then. So even if it's just a little too late, but the settings, costume design, the action scenes, and historical context are all engaging. Even though I found like the soundtrack that they were using a little distracting. Overall, it's well worth a watch, and it might even help justify why you're still paying for Netflix. So check out The Harder They Fall. That's what I've got to champion. And since this segment is brought to you by our good friends over at Black Hive Tattoo, here's Nick Wagner, the head honcho of Black Hive himself, giving us one last recommendation for this week.
Here we go.
Hey guys, Nick Wagner from Black Hive Tattoo here with this week's pick. Something a little different. Instead of something specific, I am going to champion a comic book company called Aftershock. I got turned on to when I saw a one-shot called God of Tremors during October. An advertisement in the back led me to something called Beyond the Breach, which I'm reading now and really liking the art and really liking the story. But they're all out, so I'm reading them all at this point. And there's another ad in the back of this called Out of Body, and the art looks cool and the marketing is amazing. So it just keeps taking me from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. If you're into Lovecraftian, monster, horror, or sci-fi, that seems to be their bent. It doesn't look like any superhero stuff going on, but if you're wanting cool stories and a little unusual art, like different and varied, I'm liking it. Give Aftershock Comics a try. All right, that's it for this week.
Thank you, Nick.
He's so unassuming. I love it.
And I got a cosign, man. Like between Aftershock with what is it, Chicken Devil or Devil Chicken, and other indie publishers like fucking Vault, AWA. I mean, it's definitely a good.
Oh my God, it's happening. I love it.
says
I
this-
love it. Potter is getting further and further down the
Indie
well.
guy. Yep.
Pretty soon he's gonna be like, Marvel? What is Marvel? I'm too busy reading Testicle City.
But yeah, to Nick's point, Aftershock is doing some really awesome stuff over there. But that's what we got for champion season, and which means that we are getting ready to close out the show. But first, I want to hear one thing that you learned this episode. Ashley, help me close that out. What's one thing you learned this episode?
Oh, okay. So one thing I learned is with this new segment, you always throw it to me first.
Oh, see, you missed the. I think this is the first time you're here.
I have no idea what the fuck was happening right now.
We're just closing out the show with something
This
funny.
is the wrap up.
Yeah, what the fuck is this shit? This is Mr. Rogers bullshit.
Come on. We did this before. We were doing this in the intro a while back, and then we just got rid of it. But I'm bringing it back.
What did we learn?
Yeah. So okay, mine is I learned the cost of a gold belly pie cakein.
Nice.
$100.
$100.
That's a good one. That's a good one. See, what about you, man? What you learned today?
I learned that someone who I thought was a friend for a long time has been trying to gaslight me and Ed for what appears to be the majority of the show.
Well, I'm definitely going to cut that out. So, as you can tell, listener Cesar,
I didn't say it was you.
This is amazing.
Oh, you fell for that trap.
Son of a bitch! I always fall for it. Ed, what about you, man? What you learned
I
today?
learned that C really likes Immortal Hulk. That's what I learned.
That's bullshit. Everybody knows that.
No, I didn't know that neither. I'm glad that you're
Yeah,
onto
it's
that too.
like out of left field.
All
It's
right.
crazy.
I did learn today that, and this is more so from the Hawkeye research, but Matt Fraction had said in an interview that when he got the assignment for Hawkeye, he felt like Marvel was trying to send him a message of either like, "Hey, we're trying to get you out of here,"
Oh no.
or make you quit, because he's like, when someone gives you Hawkeye,
We're not-
who at that time is a fucking
It's worse than being fired.
Z-list character, he was like,
They've- what?
like,
Hold on. Like, to your point, Potter, there's been how many solo books? Four times they tried to give Hawkeye a solo book?
He was the
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers. He was the head of that. They
Yo,
told me that.
real quick to quote Cesar, I didn't even give West Coast Avengers a fucking shot. What makes you think I'm gonna
Yeah.
give Hawkeye a shot? I love that. But that's
Tiger was in
that's
it.
how Matt Fraction
Wow.
felt. He was like, damn, I just did Iron Fist, and you guys are giving me, Hawkeye of all things. But it turned out to work out in his favor. So that's something I learned, that Matt Fraction took a questionable assignment and made fucking gold with it. So that is what we've got for you. A short box nation.
Wait, were we supposed to talk about Hawkeye? Is that why you wanted us to ask us what we learned about Hawkeye?
No, whatever you learn. I mean,
Dude, don't get away with this bullshit. You give us the question and then you answer
you
it
haven't
with,
been
like, a
here
really
for the
good-
last 2-3 episodes.
This guy goes like this. He goes, "Hey, what'd you guys fucking learn?" And then we're like, "I don't know. We have underwear. Who cares?" And then you're like,
no.
"Well, what I
Ashley
learned
and-
was
Ashley-
Hawkeye was a very implementing
Originally, I
detriment
think it
to
was
the
just
comic book
Ashley.
industry."
No.
Originally, it was
Ashley and
just
Ed
Ashley.
understood the assignment. You haven't been.
There was no
here,
assignment.
so-
I could check the notes. There's no "What did you learn" on there. There's
God
Oh,
damn it.
he's
All
trying
right.
to divide us still.
No,
Is he
I-
right?
I
Look, if
see
you
it
guys-
now.
look,
I'm
if you
part of it
guys-
now.
If you guys don't get your act together before the live show, I swear to God, I will cancel.
Gonna get
it.
some scabs to replace
This
us.
is wonderful. This
Butter's
is
gonna
wonderful.
eat the pie cake in front of us.
I learned that this is the best day of my life.
I'll take it. All right. Well, there you have it, Shortbox Nation. Thank you for hanging out with my dysfunctional family this week. Tell us what you thought about this episode or what you think about the new Hawkeye series. Creep into our DMs on social media or send us a short email to read next week. We'll be back next week, actually, with our friend Warren Evans, a.k.a. Bart of Darkness, for a fun side episode dedicated to the Simpsons comic superhero Radioactive Man. That episode will drop in a week or two, but if that's too long for you to wait, become a Patreon subscriber. Stop being cheap. Get access to more episodes and bonus content like our spin-off podcast series, Pilot's License. If you love classic comic book cartoons and animated shows as much as we do, this series is for you. Our latest episode was about Batman Beyond. And not only that, but we could use your help buying this fucking cake for the party.
Yo, support the cake. That's the Kickstarter.
Support our gluttony.
Yeah.
Hashtag do it for the cake.
Go to patreon.com/shortbox to sign up or just click the link in our show notes. In the meantime, stay up to date with what we got going on by following us on social media. Register for tickets for our live show. That's December 10th. It'll be a Spider-Man themed live show to coincide with the No Way Home movie that will drop a week later. But most importantly, take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and please continue to make mine and yours Shortbox. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Awesome. That was good. All right.
Potter's like, I definitely hit stop record. So let's talk some shit, guys.
I'm stopping.